Welcome back to another episode of the Owasso Association podcast. Today I have a very special guest, Nathan Miller with Miller Balance and Wellness. Thank you so much, Nathan, for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. And I always have a very special question for everyone. And if you've watched the podcast by now, you probably know what it is, but here we go. So if you could get paid $1,000 for every slice of pizza that you could possibly consume in a single day, realistically, how many slices of pizza could you get down? And the kicker is for a whole year. It's for a whole year. And if you miss your quota, you have to pay back $5,000 of every single slice that you miss.
Wow.
That's
deep.
The
so
question.
how many slices can I get down a day?
A day.
Thin crust. I can go thin crust, thick crust.
I'm thinking more like a Domino's, or like
with a lot of bread.
Yeah.
A lot of breading.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. So 2, 4, probably 6.
6. Pretty, yeah.
6 is safe.
Six is safe, yeah. I've heard the last one that I did, I think she said like 21.
That's impressive.
Well, no, she said 16. And I said, that's two pizzas a day.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, one in the morning, one in the evening. And I'm like, if you can, I would be impressed to actually watch that. I said, you could do that every day, 7 days a week for a whole year. She said, yeah, I could do it. She's like, I'm making some money.
Yeah. I would, if I went over that, I'd get really fat. So I'm thinking about the money and my health.
Yes.
So
money and health, and
that's right.
Like your full-time job would just be working out.
Yeah.
I feel
if I eat too much bread, then my body just goes to comatose and have no energy. So
no energy. Yeah. Well,
so 6.
6 is great. So the reason why I asked that question, it sort of gives me an insight into your entrepreneurial brain, and maybe tells me a little bit more about how you think, and maybe not as maybe not really aggression on how aggressive you want to be with your business and everything, but just how motivated is one person, right? But I've heard people say 1 or 2, and they're probably like the hardest working people I know. So you never know with people.
Sure.
But
it's an interesting question.
Yeah. Well, today's all about you. So I'd love to hear more about how you got into your business, why you do what you do, and maybe start with what it is that you do. And
well, if you want to start with the how I got into it,
sure.
It's probably better to start with how I got into it and why I got into it,
Let's
and then I go into what I do, because I think of how I got here is more important. So 5-6 years ago, this was probably 6 years ago, never on my radar at all.
Okay.
So I was walking around and like everybody else, bebopping around life, eating what I wanted, drinking what I wanted, just not exercising, etc. And then in 20, my wife got ill, not COVID related, but came down with some symptoms of like having stroke-like symptoms, where she would lose feeling down her right arm.
Oh, wow.
Just got to where like her blood pressure would spike, and feeling like she couldn't walk. She had to figure out she'd get stuck, like she had to like focus, like putting one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
And so we did several emergency room visits, because she thought she was having a stroke. So like, straight line to the emergency room. Get there and they run all the tests. Like, nope, nothing comes back. So then you go to the doctor, run all the doctor visits and tests. They're like, nope, there's nothing wrong with you. And they're like, okay, well, there's something wrong. Then we went to the neurologist, and that didn't do anything for us either. So my chiropractor that I still go to, he does what I do now. It's called the zone technique, but I called him, and I didn't know much about it. I didn't put the two in relationship at the time when she was going through this stuff. So I called him up on a Saturday because she was having another symptom. So I called him up on a Saturday. He said, well, meet me in my office 1 hour I'll meet you there and help you out. So we went and met him, and he did the first treatment on her, and he pulled on her neck and got feeling back in her arm. He's like, okay, well, we know it's not neurology, so we can throw them out the window. It's like, all right, cool. So anyway, so we basically, in 4 visits, he got her back to 100%.
Wow.
No more episodes. And like
ever after that?
Ever.
How long were the episodes happening?
They were probably 2, 3, 4 times a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, I mean, she was just completely off. And also during this time, because they couldn't diagnose her with anything, she had to keep working because you couldn't go to short-term disability because, well, you don't have a diagnosis, so we can't. Yeah. The company said, well, you can't go to short-term disability.
Sure.
So, and it's been, so that was in 6 years ago. So, I don't have, obviously, the full memory of it. It's not quite as valid as it used to be or vivid. So,
sure.
But yeah, so she was having them. So basically 4 visits got her back to 100% health.
Wow.
And yeah,
it's amazing.
So we would keep going back to him just because we wanted to keep her and myself in alignment, and just, we didn't want this to come back. And so he was telling me all these healing stories he was getting with people, of just regular issues and also regular or other issues where the medical industry said, there's nothing we can do for you. Go home and die, or go home and you're just gonna have to live with it. There's nothing we can do for you. And he was helping these people get back to health. So, so I currently, or used to back in the day, I'm in fiber optics, so I would troubleshoot circuits around the world. Okay. So from New York to LA, we were you troubleshoot the circuit, figure out what the issue is, and so I'm a troubleshooter kind of guy, right? Makes sense. So anyway, so I was like, man, this would be really cool to get into. So I just asked him one day, I was like, I want to go do what you do. How do I do this? And he said, well, you got to get into chiropractic or into the healing field. And so I was like, all right. So, and I thought, if I can troubleshoot a circuit, why can't I troubleshoot the body? It's electrical. Yeah. They're both electrical machines. Now, obviously, the body's a little more complex, but still the same. Bit, a little bit. But still the same principles of okay, you got to, everything has to connect, everything has to flow correctly, et cetera. So, so anyway, I looked into chiropractic school. I didn't have enough college credits, so I was going to have to go get some college courses, and then obviously have a wife and kids. So I was like, okay, well, 4 years of schooling and not having a job, I was like, okay, that's probably not going to work. Yeah. And then, and he said, well, he told me, well, you can get to massage therapy and do it. And I'm like, right, no, I'm not massaging people. That's
not putting my hands on
not
people.
Massaging people like that. So, and that would have been a really quick, short route. But anyway, so I kind of left it up in the atmosphere and thought, well, maybe this ain't going to happen. And then I found a school in Tulsa called the Ankrum Functional Body Work. And so basically instead of chiropractic, it's a soft tissue manipulation and craniosacral work. So you're not massaging people, but you're doing soft tissue manipulation to get their body back into health. And then and craniosacral work, I don't know if you know anything about that, but basically cranium down to the sacrum, you're linking everything up. Okay. And so anyway, I went to meet with her. It looked like a good school, and so you could go to that every 2 months for 4 days. You went to school so it was 2.5 year program. So yeah. So anyway, so I went to that.
So that worked out much better.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I can do that. So obviously I got approval from my boss at the time to say, I want to go do this. So he said, yeah, gave me the green light. And did that. And then when I was going to that school, I was also doing the zone technique school. So I enrolled in that as well. So I was doing both schooling. And then, the only license I could get through the functional body school is licensed massage therapy. So even though I don't massage people, but I've got a massage therapy license. Okay. It's the only degree I could get out of that. So I had to go take the MBLEX, which is the massage therapy test, and so got that completed. Then through the zone technique, there's level 1 you can do, then there's advanced program, and then there's the mastermind program. And so when I first set out, I was like, I want to go all the way and do the mastermind. So I just completed the mastermind a couple months ago.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I got into this.
Okay.
And again, 5 years ago, and I kind of back up before we went to Dr. Coker. So then I started YouTube and stuff and then I found out about, health stuff like seed oils. Like I didn't know anything about seed oils at the time. Nobody's ever told me that as a kid.
Seed oils are
now
bad.
Now it's a big deal, right? Everybody knows about it, but back in 20, nobody was talking about it.
No.
So I figured out, and then figured out olive oil, and then I'm like, okay, cool, olive oil is good. And then you figure out, well, there's a whole bunch of different olive oils, and you got to make sure you get the right olive oil because there's a whole bunch of fake olive oils out there. So you got to get the one from a single source, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you learn about vitamins and I don't know, just started going down the whole health rabbit hole and finding things out little by little. And so
how long have you had? So you were a troubleshooter from in electric.
Yeah, fiber optics.
Fiber optics, all the way from New York to LA. And
and we used to have European, so we used to have circuits that go to Europe and down to South America.
Oh, cool.
And so, yeah.
So when did you fully step out of that?
Well, I'm still I'm a manager, senior manager of the group, so we're 24/7. So I'm still in that.
Okay.
And then I do this other stuff on the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does your schedule look like?
It's pretty crazy. So I got my manager job 8 to 5, and usually it's longer than that. And then I see people at night from 6 to 9. I'll see patients, and then weekends as well, whatever schedule they need. And then I have an on call during my current work too. So I have a week of where I'm on 24/7 on call. So I can't usually see patients during that time, but
man, you're busy.
So, but I knew this is what I want to do, and it's like, just gonna have to keep grinding until goal is still I get enough patience to where I can quit the other job. So.
Yeah. How close do you think you are?
Probably about a year out, I guess.
Okay.
So we're just building it one by one and getting referrals here and there, and then hopefully it's sooner than later because I help corporations right now, and I'm ready to go just help people full time, and that's nice. What when you get somebody comes into you, they've had headaches for years, and you see them, a couple visits, and you get them healed. It's like the accomplishment out of that is so rewarding to help people out. So
Did you say that you have kids?
Yep.
How many?
So I've got 2 kids, a 24-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Oh, yeah. That's a big separation.
Yeah. So 10-year gap.
Are they close?
Well, not so much more because son's got his own job going and girlfriend, and then So it's it's that 10-year gap. It's hard to.
My brother and I are almost 7 years apart. So it's we were close growing up. We're still close.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love my brother. He's in college. So like proximity is, he's at OSU and but I see him maybe once a week. So we're still pretty close. But,
Now, did you guys grow up around here?
Yeah.
In Tulsa area?
Yeah. So I was born in Tulsa and until I was about 8 years old, and then we moved here in 2008, just right up the road here.
Okay.
And grew up here, and then my parents moved out to Stone Canyon, and so Owasso is where we like to be. It's a lot of fun. Nice. But are you guys from the area as well?
I'm from Kansas originally, small town in Kansas, Glen Elder, Kansas. A little shout out.
All right.
Small town.
Okay.
Graduated in '97, so I'm 47 now. But 2 towns combined together had 22 in my graduating class.
All right, there you go.
80 in the whole high school.
Oh, jeez.
So when people say they are from a small town, I usually have to question them.
Like how small?
Say like, all right, how small of a town? And then like if you have a stoplight, you're out. You already know you're overpopulated.
That's funny.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're about a year out, or hopefully sooner.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. And what do you think, if you could ask anyone for maybe a good referral or something like that, what would a good referral look like for you?
You mean as far as somebody, what symptoms they'd have?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, about anything.
Okay.
There's nothing. The body at the end of the day wants to heal. And so what I do with the zone technique, we get more into that in a bit, but what we do as a zone practitioner, I think there's 1,500 of us, I think that's right, is we put the body back into balance so the body can take over and can heal. So we don't focus on, so if somebody comes to me for whatever issue they have, I don't focus on that. Okay. I focus on putting their body back to health so the body can take over and do what it needs to heal. So kind of how I explain it to patients when they come in is, if you break your arm and you go to the doctor, what's the doctor do?
Set the bone.
He puts it back straight, puts a cast on it, then sends you on your way. And then say, okay, it should be healed in 6 weeks.
Yeah, because your body is designed
body's designed to heal. And so, and nobody really looks at that like miraculous. They kind of forget about it, but that's what, when you get a scratch or cut, it takes over, it heals back to this way it is. So the body will and most people see that on the outside, they don't realize all the inside stuff, but
the body is one of the most, I've always thought, one of the most amazing inventions.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because it is literally designed to, one, keep you alive.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things in your body that you can't control, like your heart beating, breathing. It's literally designed to keep you going, and then it wants to heal itself. It's like an engine, like engines were designed to run. They want to run. Yeah. So even so, you see these old engines from 1908 or something like that, and they always typically fire right up because they were designed to run.
That's right.
Even after sitting for 50 years.
That's right.
So that's awesome. So tell me a little bit about these. You shared some zones with me here. Yeah.
So everybody's body, you've got 6 systems in your body. So you got the glandular zone. So that's kind of the powerhouse. You got the limitive system. That's how our bodies gets rid of toxins. So it's not just using the restroom, but your skin, your lungs, sinuses, etc. Third, your nervous system, and that's kind of the overall command center, along with all the nerve endings throughout the body. Fourth is your digestive. It kind of overflows with the limited system because they both have the intestines in them, but the digestion is more about how your body processes the food that you eat, and it gives you energy, etc. So if somebody's getting like heartburn or having issues when they eat a certain food, that's your digestive system not working correctly.
Okay.
Fifth is your muscular system, which is all the muscles, ligaments, tendons in your body, along with all the small muscles. So you got your heart in there, but also people kind of forget, like your stomach has a whole bunch of muscles in it to push all the food through and everything. So that falls in there. And then your last is your circulatory system, and that's your blood flow, lymphatic. So if you got cold hands, cold feet, high blood pressure, etc., falls into that. So under like the glandular system, you got energy levels, adrenals, memory, depression, sleeping problems, and tolerance to heat.
Yeah.
And
we can put this on the screen as we're talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so what happens? So when people come in to see me, they usually come in, say, I've got certain 1 or 2 things, and I say, okay, well, you got anything else? And they're like, no, that's usually it. So what I do, I start going through the sheet with them, and then usually by the time I get done, they've listed 3 or 4 more things that they've got because they've forgotten about them, or they're on pills for it. And so they've kind of masked it, and they forgot that they have it anymore. But
how many people do you see that have, chronic symptoms that they've had for maybe 10 plus years or something like that?
Yeah. So the first lady who was my neighbor, Barb, thank you, Barb. She let me be kind of the guinea pig, let her work on her. Yeah. And so she had what they called fibromyalgia, which is muscle pain, but they came out with a fancy term with it, Latin, which means muscle pain, but they call it fibromyalgia. But anyway, so she's had it for several years. I worked on her for about 2 months, and then most of those symptoms went away.
Okay.
So awesome. That's my first patient that I worked on, and like I knew I was on to something.
Yeah, you're like,
this works.
Maybe this works.
This works. So yeah,
maybe I can make a business.
But yeah, there's
out of
a lot of like headaches. Usually, we can clear those up in 2, 3, 4 visits.
Okay.
So a lot of people. It's amazing how many people have headaches, and whether it's 2, 3, 4 times a week
Yeah.
but there's so many out there, and then they just pop the aspirin and just think it's normal, but
It's not.
it's not normal. So
Growing up, I had played football,
Yeah.
and I would get. I knew it was dehydration.
Yeah.
And but when you have 2-a-days,
yeah,
and you're practicing for maybe 6 hours a day in the blistering Oklahoma heat on turf, there's only so much water you can drink the day after it ends your practice, and then the next morning.
yeah,
We did these weigh-ins. You would weigh in and weigh out, and there was one day I lost 12 pounds in 6 hours of just water weight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how am I going to gain 12 pounds by tomorrow? It was just ridiculous. And I would get very severe migraines. I mean, so I would lose vision
yep,
completely, almost. I mean, I could see,
yeah,
but I shouldn't be driving a car,
Yeah.
And I mean, just the most excruciating migraines. And so I went to the chiropractor, and he like realigns my axis
Yep.
back here, and that helped for a bit. And then it continued to happen, and I was like, maybe I need more than just water.
yeah.
I need to drink some Gatorade.
Yeah,
here.
some electrolytes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that ended up finally helping. I don't really get them unless I work out. I mean, I had one the other day, but it was random. Like
Yeah.
I haven't had one in like 3 years,
Yeah, it's good.
So, it was, and I always know, like, you can see like a little dot. I'm like, oh no, I'm losing my vision right now.
Yeah.
So I go take 3 Advils
Yeah.
so it doesn't hurt like crazy later. But I know that's not good.
Yeah. Well, as long as it's once in a while, you're going to be okay. So
Yeah.
I remember, talk about migraines. As a kid, I'd always get them really bad. And usually, but now I know, but I would get it because I would get constipated. And then, so it's crazy how everything is connected, right?
Yeah.
And so, but looking back on it, it was from my gut, but my gut was causing my headaches.
Yeah.
And then, but anyway, yeah, huge. And then I ended up throwing up. But yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
people,
Sorry.
I know, no, it's all good now. When I was, through grade school and high school, but now I know,
What it is.
yeah, what it is.
how
And
to
it kind
treat
of falls into what I do now. Cause now I realize, you don't just, so when people say headaches or whatever, you don't just say, oh, let me go look at your head.
No,
Because it can be somewhere else in the body that's actually causing the headaches. So
it's a holistic
it's
approach.
holistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but,
Have you heard of, there's this like foodborne parasite in Oklahoma that's going around right now. I don't know if you've,
I haven't heard of it.
so I got it over the 4th of July
Oh,
weekend,
really?
and it was terrible.
Is it a good weight loss plan?
Actually, I haven't weighed myself, so
Okay.
I have no idea, but it was just, so it's like unwashed produce
Okay.
or something of the nature, and like lettuce, romaine lettuce, and maybe tomatoes or
So like a salmonella?
it was similar
Okay.
similar effect to it, and I was out for like 5 days.
Oh, wow.
It was terrible.
Dang.
I like yesterday I was feeling pretty good, and today I'm like 90%.
Okay.
But man, it was just gut wrenching, just terrible.
I bet.
Put you on your butt for
Yeah. Yeah. Probably cleaned you out. And
yeah. But it was just interesting. Like, you get so dehydrated
Yeah.
in that time, and you're like, how is there any more left in me?
Yeah. Ain't that amazing?
Like,
How that
what in
works
the
in the
world?
body. Yeah. I've always wondered that too. I don't know the answer. It's like, yeah, when you've gone to the restroom and you're throwing up and all that stuff, like, yeah, where does it come from?
Where does it keep going?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
okay. Well, you were talking to me a little bit beforehand on how you actually treat these 6 zones here. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So everybody, well, let me back up here a little. So you got 6 points on the back of your head that, so when a patient comes in, obviously I go through with them, but you got a lay down table, you got 6 points on the back of your head, which I feel. And so I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so whichever spot.
Is it like your C1 through C6?
No, actually, it's on the nuclear line back here. I should have brought a picture for it. But no, it's on the back of your head, on the back of your base of your skull. And so everybody's got it. And then, yeah, so I can feel, so we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel the, which usually whatever spot is more hard for me is tender for you.
Mm-hmm.
But the patient can always feel which one's tender. You may have 1 or 2 that are out either way. But either way, whichever one is most tender tells us exactly which system is off.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the check engine light on your car.
Mm-hmm.
It says, hey, this is what system is off for me. And then what I do, depending on which system is off, then I'll adjust the spine in 4 different spots. With soft, so I'm not cracking. I'm not a chiropractor, so I can't crack your back. I don't crack your back, so I just do soft tissue manipulation on your spine, and then a good neck adjustment. And then when I get done, I'll go back and check those spots on your head, and that spot that was tender to you will no longer be tender. And then that's how you know that we rebooted that system.
Interesting. And then you said that it takes some people, everyone's different on how they respond to the treatment, but can it take upwards of a couple months to feel better, or?
Yeah, well, it just kind of depends on what symptoms everybody has. So
Right.
if you, now usually, like, I'll give you an example of headaches and how we determine headaches. So if you get headaches 4 times a week, right, then obviously give you a treatment. We only see you a couple times, but you go from 4 times a week, you get down to 1 time a week. Like, are we seeing progression? And then you want to go from 1, and then you go to, I only had a headache every 2 weeks, and then, hey, I only had one this month. So then we can kind of,
So you see the progression.
So you see progression, and that's kind of, so to know how many visits it's going to take per client, depending on what they got going on, is impossible to tell, because everybody's going to heal at their own rate. And
Would you say that anyone should come, even if they don't know if they have any symptoms, just to see, like, maybe my body has been out of whack for who knows how long? And
because your body, so if I treated you and you come in, you got nothing, like, you just say, hey, I wanted to come and check you out. And it's like, yeah, come in, I'll check you out. And if you got nothing wrong, then you're like, you're in good shape. But if you got a tender point, that means your body's like, hey, even though I'm not showing symptoms yet, this is what system I need rebooted right now.
Okay.
And so it's very cool. And then a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but if somebody's coming in for sinus issues, and so you assume that the limitive system would be off, because that falls under sinuses, right? But their digestive system may show up first. And so even though their number one complaint is their sinuses, but the body is saying, well, yeah, I do have a sinus issue, but my digestion is
way more important.
It's way more important to me right now because it's off. And then so we would treat the digestion, even though they have a sinus issue, but there's probably something going on with their gut that they don't know about. So,
interesting. Yeah.
And so the body will tell us exactly what's going on with it.
This is fascinating stuff to me.
It's really cool.
I've never heard it explained like this before.
Yeah, and so the guy who wrote, I get to the book here, The Rays of Dawn, Dr. Thurman Fleet, he came up with this back in the 1930s. So he had an office down in San Antonio, and he would have patients lined up out his door. He had to change locations several times, and then had to have police escorts for all the traffic for people that were coming to see him.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Dr. Thurman, and I'll give a shout out to Dr. Pete Goldman, who trained me. So then Dr. Fleet trained some people, and then those people trained Dr. Pete Goldman, who's over at zonetechnique.com, and then that's who I learned from.
Okay.
So I'm like the 4th generation of Zone Technique, but it's simplistic, but it works.
Sweet.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that people don't realize, most of our emotions and are what causes most of our bodies to get imbalanced. So here on his book, he's got laws of the mind. You got fear, worry, selfishness, vanity, anger, greed, prejudice, jealousy, hate. And so when you got that stuff in your body, that usually leads to issues into the body. And so
typically what do those emotions produce?
Well, everybody's different. So like so this is what happens with most people. They have something that goes on in their life, maybe started 6 months ago, maybe they lost their job or their spouse got ill or kids, whatever. And so when you go to the doctor, they start having symptoms, right? And you go to the doctors, hey, I've got this going on. But they don't ever ask you like, okay, well, what's changed in the last 6 months?
They just try to diagnose.
They just like, okay, well, you got headaches. Here's this pill. Take it and go away.
Yeah.
But
they
they
don't
don't
try
say
to get to the root
yeah.
cause.
Or so what one person. So what basically when the bodies get out of balance, everybody's symptoms are different. So for you, it might be headaches. For person A, it might be stomach aches. For the other one, it might be muscle pain. So everybody's body's different with what happens to them. So that's why a lot of time when you go to the doctor, they can't diagnose, you can tell them what's going on, but they can't diagnose exactly what the problem is because it's coming from emotions. If that makes sense.
Does the book talk about some of these emotions and what it might turn into?
No, because again, everybody's emotions are different. But
Right.
how you read this book, it's really good. So let's just say you have fear. You read the fear chapter and then you read the faith chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're feeling worry, you read the worry chapter and then you read the hope chapter. So it's really, so whatever you're feeling that day or month or whatever, you just go read that chapter. And one of the greatest, I think, and for probably most people, is hypocrisy and self-condemnation against ourselves.
Yeah.
So you read that book, you read that chapter, and then you go read the courage chapter.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So they're intertwined, essentially.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
Yeah.
negative to the positive. And, but yeah, so most people, so you can never, again, everybody's body's different of what they're going to go into. So you can't say, well, when person A starts worrying, they're going to get headaches or they're going to get stomach aches, because everybody's body's different of how it reacts to the issue that's going on.
Fascinating.
But if people start, slowing down, obviously in today's world is chaotic and everybody's on their phones and they don't take time just to slow down and
Be still
and meditate and think about, and watching the news, which you should not do. You should watch maybe for a few minutes and then.
Well, who wants to watch
Yeah.
the news? It's only
But,
bad news.
Yeah.
Right?
So I take like my parents, for instance, like they big Fox News fans, or I think they switch over to other conservative. Anyway, so it doesn't matter whether you're watching CNN or Fox or whatever. But if you're just constantly consuming that garbage, and you can do it for a little bit, but after a time, that stuff is just it's wearing on you and it's eating you. It's eating you inside, and people don't realize that. So you gotta get that garbage out.
Yeah, I went through a season of that, probably with this whole like Iran thing, when that first became kind of big, and I kind of went down this like really weird rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And eventually my parents were like, "Ian, are you okay?" And I'm like, "No one has asked me."
Yeah.
People ask me that, but they're like, "This is weighing too much on you here. Like, you need to just take a step back." And I'm like, "You're right." And, I have a lot more peace in my life because I'm like, what am I going to do to change the situation? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I used to be the same way back in, I don't remember when this was. I used to work nights and then I'd get up in the morning and I'd watch the news. Anyway, but yeah, I used to be the same way, like watch all the news, and then I finally came to the same as you just did. Realization is like, this is dumb. There's nothing I can do about any of this. So
nothing.
Yeah. And
then the only one difference I think with stuff like that is at least being educated.
Yeah.
Because what are the chances and that maybe God uses you to talk to someone who can make a difference?
Yeah.
Right. That's why I do want to stay relevant on what's happening and have opinions and, what I believe as Christians and, all that stuff. But that is the only, because I'm not going to get into the political field. Like, I have no desire to do any of that because it's just anger.
That's right.
That's all that is. And greed and money and power. But I think that's as Christians, we can all have our political beliefs and things of that nature, but I think it's better to just stay somewhat educated.
Yeah.
So that maybe someone does come along the way.
Yeah.
And you get to speak to them and impart wisdom or, voice your concern to them, and then they can actually go make a change, make difference in the world because of what God is doing in their life. Right.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason to stay relevant, I think.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with knowing kind of what's going on and understanding a little bit as best your knowledge. I mean, there's so much, who knows? There's probably so much going on behind the scenes that we'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. But,
no.
But anyway, so yeah, it's good to be informed, but if you're just consuming it hours after hours,
just turn it off.
Turn it off.
Go take a walk.
Go for a walk. Find a funny show to watch.
Yeah.
So that's what I always tell my mom, because she, again, consumes this stuff. I don't know if she'll watch this or not, but I've told her this, so it's nothing new. But it's like, you should turn that stuff off.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch a funny movie, because
just go have fun.
Yeah.
Watch
it for an hour and then do something else. So
Yeah.
limit yourself, because anyway, it's just fear.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's all that
and
is.
So, and again, depending on which side you watch, it's the same stuff, and it's just, you're not going to do anything about it.
No.
So focus on your health. That's what, and actually probably, back when I got started in this stuff and when my wife got sick, that's probably when I really took the turn. Is like, I realized there isn't anything I can do about that, but I can take care of my health.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I can do. I can fix what's in here. I can fix what I put in my mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and what I do with my body. That I can control, and everybody can control that.
Yep.
Everything else, I have no control over it. So
That is true. Yeah. I mean,
so
you
I
can
don't worry about the
only-
neighbors, what they're doing.
No.
Anybody else is like, no, I don't mind helping them out, but I can't. I can't control them.
Well, do you watch Dave Ramsey at all?
I used to. I mean, I watched a few of his clips.
A few of his clips.
Yeah.
I watched one the other day. This young man, he called in and was like, I'm dating this girl. I'm going to marry her. I'm worried about the potential in-laws here. And he goes, okay, what's going on? And he goes, they just manage money terribly. And he goes, and?
Yeah.
He goes, are you going to manage money terribly? He said, no, I'm not going to. Me and my girlfriend are very aligned on what we're going to do. He goes, then why are you calling me?
Yeah.
Why are you concerned? You can't control what those people
right.
do, right?
Yeah.
And if they ask you for money, just say no.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I always like, put the tongue to the roof of your mouth and then spit out no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's right. So, I like when he does that. That's pretty funny. But yeah.
Real quick, going back to this real fast, how do you typically, like if someone wanted to book with you, what kind of rates are we looking at here for your hour? Is it like an hour session? Yeah.
So what I do, I spend an hour with the first visit because I go over everything with them. I don't want to make them feel rushed because again, and usually it takes an hour. And some if two people come in or mother daughter or husband wife, and I'll do them both at the same time. But so what I do, and I don't know if we covered. I think I covered this, but usually they come in and they'll say like they got 2 symptoms, right? And I say okay, tell me more about that, and then we go into it, and then that's when I go back down through the list. Says okay, let's just start walking through this, and I just start asking these questions. Hey, do you got like just say undigestive indigestion, acid reflux, constipation, diarrhea, nausea, and then
just literally go.
I just go through the whole thing, and then usually by the time I got done, they got 4 more things on there.
Yeah,
and so that's why I do that, because otherwise people's like, no, I only got 2 things. And also, reason why I do that is so they know what they got going on. That way, in a month from now, we can reevaluate them and say, okay, we fixed 3 of your issues. You still got 3 going on. They're not as bad, but we know we eliminated 3 of those. So we're on the right track.
Yeah. Okay.
So spend an hour. So my typical rates are $100 for the first consultation, but it's a free consultation. So if you decide, that's the route I want to go, it's $100, and we do the first treatment for you. Okay. And if you don't say nope, this ain't for me, you go out the door, walk out the door. No harm, no foul. Okay. Doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah. So you create a treatment plan. Yeah. Then they pay you for the consultation, and then
if they want to move forward,
like six more visits or something.
Yeah, and then so after that first visit, then you can either do. So I've got one. You can either just do if you just want to come whenever, He's like, okay, I'll just come whenever. It's $55 a visit. Okay. And then if you want to do a plan, I've made it a little cheaper for people. So. And I think this is a really good deal. You get for $360 if you pay cash, it's $365 if you play card. But basically, I make it $40 a visit. That gives you 2 visits a week for the first 4 weeks.
Okay.
And usually after those first 8 visits, we got a pretty good diagnosis of what's going on with the body. And then we reevaluate, like I said, how you're doing. And then if you're obviously much better, then we can say, hey, well, let's cut it back to 1 time a week. I think obviously it's up to the patient.
Sure.
But you cut it back down to 1 time a week, and then you can go progress as you want. And if you want to do that, then
Are those visits all 1 hour as well?
No. So the first visit's 1 hour, just go through everything. But the typical treatment, it only takes about 5 minutes. So I check you, see what system's off, and I do. And then if you got like people, usually like a lot of kids that are in sports, I do a knee adjustment, ankle adjustment, hip adjustment, neck adjustment, shoulder adjustment, whatever else they need.
Okay.
And so work on a lot of kids with sports, keeping them in line, and
Sweet.
Feet, and
all the things.
everything that So not just the zone technique, but any extra stuff. So
Cool.
yeah.
Well, man, I've learned a lot about my zones here today. Thank you for sharing all this stuff. And last sort of final question, maybe we'll wrap it up here, but with someone who, and this is a shameless plug, by the way, but if someone was wanting to join the association, is there anything that you might encourage them to do or encourage them to join? And what are those words of encouragement?
Yeah, they should definitely join. We joined a few months ago, but we're already seeing clients from it. And obviously everything you guys are doing is promoting the business and the small business. And really, it's all about getting the small business people in the Owasso area, getting them promoted and showing everybody what they've got. So, I mean, most of our advertisements we see are all the big box stores and the corporations. And there's a lot of people, small businesses where it's at. And obviously becoming a small business owner myself is realize the value and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And,
well, I think our biggest thing is creating a community where, as far as like resources go, I mean, there's a lot of just really unknown of maybe someone starting their business for the first time and maybe don't get this system in place. Maybe try this one instead. That's what we're aiming to be.
Yeah, and I think it also too is about finding out people who actually care about the other person. And what they're trying. So it's not just about the money, but it's trying to, no matter what you've got that you need help with, is find somebody that actually cares and it's going to be there for you, and you can call them up and
they'll be there
in the moment. Send them a text like, "Hey, I'll be over there in a few minutes," or I can't get you in today, but come see me tomorrow, or whatever. And getting this small. I guess it's not a small community anymore. It used to be.
It's massive.
So, but no, I like what you guys are doing. It's really good. So,
real quick, funny story about Megan. And did you know Megan prior to?
I did not.
Okay. So Megan, that desk over there used to be right here, and the first time I ever met Megan, we were all in here working, me and my team, and I hear like a soft knock at the door, and then the door just creaks open, and she like stuck her head around the corner, and she goes, and we're all looking at her,
right?
Like, what's happening right now? And she goes, is this a place that I can, come into? And I'm like, depending on what you're about to do here. She's like, oh, I need a website. I said, okay, you can come in here. That was, she hates that story.
It's funny. It's funny. Yeah. So Megan's good. I met her, a few weeks ago. So
awesome.
Yeah. Appreciate everything you guys are doing. So,
well, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
And thanks for sharing everything about your business and your podcast, and not the podcast, but your business and all the zones and everything that you have accomplished this far, and anything over the next the year of the goal that you have. If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. And
if people need help, there's a lot of people. After getting into this, I just talk with people. How many people are hurting out there, or not feeling good, and people just feel like they've got to live with it. Yeah. But if people are ready to get healed, get healthy, I can help them out.
Yeah.
And
call Nathan Miller.
Call Nathan Miller. My website, MillerBalanceandWellness.com. My cell phone's on there, so you can text me. It's comes straight to me. I don't have a secretary. My wife helps me out, I guess, but still the calls come to me, and I'm happy to help people out because all these little issues, people just think we've normalized. You know about I know we got to go, but like women during their cycle, before I knew all this stuff, like women are supposed to be bitchy and grumpy and crampy and all this stuff through their cycle.
Yeah.
And so once I learned all this through the zones, like that's because their body's unbalanced. Once we get their body balanced, they no longer have, still have to have the cycle, but no more headaches, no more cramps,
severe cramps,
no more all this stuff that's the people that we've normalized. And so I've helped so many ladies just have a nice smooth cycle.
Interesting.
But it's crazy how much stuff we've normalized in the medical society that we
Western
are in today.
society.
Western society. Just take the pill. There's nothing you can do. This is normal that you have headaches and. But no, if your body's balanced, you won't have any issues. You should be so.
I oughta send my wife to you.
Yeah. So
sorry, babe. Don't watch this.
I got to go to the doctors for my regular checkups for my health insurance to get some money back, whatever. So when I go see him, he's like, all right, well, how many pills you on? Like, I'm not on any pills. He said, well, you're a unicorn.
Yeah.
And I'm at 47. I'm like, so he said, most 47-year-olds are on 2 to 3 different pills. Yeah. Which it blew my mind. And so, but I don't know.
Why should I be on any pills though? Yeah. Because you're going to give me one pill and then you're going to give me another pill to counteract that pill.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny about that? So every pill has a side effect to it.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
And so what happens, whenever you go to the doctor for this visit, they put you on this pill, but it might take 6 months for that pill to start showing signs effects. So then you go to the doctor for the second issue, then they throw you on another pill. Well, then that pill has a side effect. And so probably going to take another 6 months to a year to show its side effects. And then they give you another pill. And then you got, who knows what those pills are doing to your body. Or doing to your body. They know they're doing something bad. So then time you get to 70, people are on 10, 15 different pills for all this stuff. It's crazy. But
it's like, maybe just stop it. Yeah. Like stop all of it at once. Well,
probably once you got to lean off, but it's like, okay, well, let's figure out what's going on. Why is that causing it? Let's see if you can get fixed. And that's what we do. We just put the body back in balance and the body will take over. So back to my story I was saying. So I don't go to the doctor. I'm not on any pills. My wife doesn't take any pills. My daughter doesn't have any, go to the doctor. She's not on any pills. And it's free health care. I have free health care from well, it's not free because I spend a lot of money on schooling, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like we don't spend any money on pills.
There's no need for it.
There's no need for it. Just put the body back and it'll do what it's supposed to do.
Because it was designed to do that.
It was designed to heal. It's designed to heal. So it's pretty amazing.
It is. So, well, Nathan, thank you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you. And we'll catch you next time.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks.